Yes.
If you would introduce yourself to the omnipresent camera and give us a couple of minutes about why you're running this time again for District 14. And then we have a list of questions that we're asking everybody that we'll go through with you. And then if you want to, you know, if there's something we missed that you think we need to know, then we'll give you a chance to
Sure.
get that to.
Okay. Well, thank you. My name is Henry Mooneyhan. I am a native of Jacksonville. I've lived here all my life except for 72 to 79. I resided in Orlando through a transfer of a company. I've been in the transportation industry for 45 years. I've been in management in transportation for 42 of those 45. I am currently the manager for the UPS Freight Center here in Jacksonville. Started my career actually with a company called Mercury Motor Express, and then I went to work for Gator Freightways as a part-time employee, worked up to vice president of the company. We sold the company. I took 400 employees out of that company and started a company called Fast Freight Plus. I was the chief operating officer of that company. About 6 years into that venture, Yellow Corporation came by and wanted to acquire us, so they took us over, merged us in with SIA Transportation, and I became the region vice president of SIA. And after about all of my adult life since age 29, when I became vice president of Gator, I traveled all my adult life, and I just got to the point I wanted to get a local job, not travel anymore, spend time with my family, and get involved in the community. And so I resigned that position at SIA and went to work for Overnight Transportation, and 5 years into that, UPS purchased us, and that's why I'm with them today. The reason I'm running for city council is I'm very concerned about where we're heading in this city as we move forward. I'm real concerned with some of the things that the current administration has done and some of the expenditures that they've committed us to. We have several, I call them taxes, they call them fees, that they have applied to us over the last 8 years. Some of those are for services that we're already paying for. And I think there's just a better way to control how we generate income coming into the city, and without taxing to death our citizens. I don't believe that our problem is not enough revenue. I think we have enough revenue. I think the problem is how we spend that revenue. And so after spending a few months on a national level with the Tea Party Patriots organization and getting involved in several different levels of government and seeing how government is working in this country all over, I have become a spokesperson at the Tea Party events, and I've had the opportunity to meet with a lot of people. And I had a congressman, Steve King from Iowa, in St. Louis, Missouri, at the September 12th meeting, and he encouraged me strongly to come back to Jacksonville and do some soul searching and think about getting into politics on a local level. He felt like I had a real passion for it. He felt like I had some good ideas as to where we need to go locally, and I think that our country needs people to step to the plate now that are willing to make the tough decisions, do the things that are right for the people, listen to the people, and come in with an attitude that we represent the people and not government.
And along those lines, what do you consider the core functions of local government to be?
The core functions of liberal government?
Of local government.
Local government, okay. Well, I think the core functions of local government are basically, they have some participation in protecting us. Like on a national level, we have the military to protect us. On the local level, I feel like our first line of defense is our fire department, our police department. I think that the local government is responsible for furnishing that. I don't think the local government is responsible for spending money the way that our local government spends money. I think the function of the local government to spend money is to try to promote the proper types of expenditures that will take a city from a moderate lifestyle, moderate income city, and take it to a more advanced city with better income and better living conditions for people. I think the government sometimes loses focus that they think they're supposed to run so many parts of our daily lives. And I think the less government we have, the better off we are. I think the people are the government. I don't think elected officials are the government. I think elected officials are just supposed to listen to the will of the people and then try to pass legislation that enhances the will of the people.
All right. What specific savings do you believe that can be found in the upcoming budgets? Please be specific regarding programs and areas such as the Jacksonville Journey, Jacksonville Economic Development Commission, Cultural Council, special events, public safety, or any others that you can think of.
Well, I think one place that we can save money. You know, the Jacksonville Journey deal. I think the concept of that was pretty good. You know, the thinking of it. If we can improve crime on the streets and things like that, I don't think it's the taxpayers' place to keep funding programs for trying to fix our social issues. I think those programs, I think that those things really start in the family. They start at home. If we're going to put money into something that we need to try to fight crime in, I think that we need to put that money in better preparing our police officers and engaging more of our neighborhoods to get involved in their local neighborhood situations on the street and just get the community involved in a different way than the Jacksonville Journey takes them. I just see Jacksonville Journey as just a way that, you know, I think the concept of it is good, but I think that it's mismanaged. You know, they ran out of money. They wanted to raise the millage rates to get more money. That was their recommendation, and I don't think that that's a good way to do it. We can save money on the city budget if we take the budget line item by line item and go through and eliminate what we do not need. I haven't looked at it totally line by line, but I do know there is a lot of fluff in there. And I think that where we are today in the economic times that we have with unemployment being where it is right now, I think we owe it to the citizens to take our budget, sit down, look at it, and reduce what we can in order to save money. We put contracts out for services rendered to the city for garbage collections and stuff like that. I think we need to review those contracts, and I think we need to put them out for bid for lower bids, and we need to take the lowest bidder on it. I think when we put out a construction job, we should do it in a better way than we did the courthouse. We spent enough on the courthouse to build it twice, I think, just in the planning stage. And that's because we didn't do the right kind of bidding. I feel like we should have had a negotiated bidding process in that instead of a hard bidding process. And I think the city misses the boat when they don't do negotiated bids. In negotiated bids, when you finish bidding, that is the cost. And that's what it's going to cost when you go with the project. In a hard bid, you can come in with change order after change order after change order after change order, and then you might have started out with a $2 million project, and you've got a $5.5 million project that you're going to pay the taxpayers' money. So there's a lot of things like that we can do. Let's take, for instance, a pension for the fire and police. Okay, that's a hot topic. I know that'll come up today, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the water.
Next question.
Okay. You know, here's how I feel. If I'm Henry, the city worker, and I went to work for the city when I was 21 years old, and you told me at age 21 that in so many years I'm going to be able to retire, and I decided to make my career at the city, then I probably have set my lifestyle and my career, or my retirement career, based on what you told me, okay? I personally have a little problem to come in and take away what we have committed to people from previous years up to now. But it doesn't mean that we have to keep on being stupid, okay? And trust me, those retirement plans are very good. I mean, you know, I work in a Teamster organization, and I see a really good retirement program over there. But I tell you what, I know the Teamsters would rather have what our fire and police have. Matter of fact, I wouldn't mind having that. But what I would do moving forward is say everybody that comes to work for the city in what I'll call the class of 2011, we need to come up with a retirement program that's more responsible, not necessarily a set rate that we're gonna dump in there, and then when the guy or gal retires, they get 60% after so many years, or 80% after so many years. I'd love to get 80% of my salary when I retire, by the way. I think we ought to have a system where maybe they contribute some, and that money is taken and invested into the 401k arena, sort of like a 401k arena, sort of like 90% of Americans that retire today have in their pension plan, and that we would take, we would eliminate that 20 years of service or 25 years of service at 60%, and then 30 years of service at 80%. We ought to have it set up to where at 30 years and age 55 or something along that line, then they would be eligible for retirement. Or age 60 with 25 years. But this business of coming in 20 years, you can retire at 60% of your salary. The city can't afford that. That would pass on tremendous amounts of savings in years to come. And if it's an employee contributed program, they're going to take better care of it, and they're going to be more responsible about setting up their retirement.
Okay, Rod, you ready to take the next question?